Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So, I decided to strike while the iron was hot. I know. Sometimes I'll wait and I'm like, is this a good video? And then I'll wait a couple of days, maybe 3, 4, 5, or 6, and then I'm like, you know what? Well, that's not the case of today. About a split second into this idea, I decided, okay, well, we're going to do a video on my conflicting thoughts between iPhone and Samsung. Now, this is something that I've never tried, which was what I've described, which is in a nutshell, capture lightning in a bottle real time and explaining my thoughts. So let's get into it. So before we get into the video, please like and subscribe. It'll help the algorithm a lot. How's everyone doing, by the way? I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's staying safe. So let's get into it. So, years ago, I was bouncing around from phone to phone. I wasn't sure which one I wanted. I don't know the exact name brand. It was an Incognito. That's all I know it was called. I was told that's what it was called. And when somebody showed me how to access the voice commands on it, I was using it to call. You couldn't send text because back then, let's just be real, in the early 2000s, the voice commands type of thing sucked, okay? It was good, but it wasn't really all that good as it is now, obviously. But if you were born in 2000 and you've survived the early 2000s, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So, when that phone decided, we're going to kind of back up, and I know I've kind of mentioned it a little bit. I have tried Motorola, I've tried the Samsung Galaxy S1, just couldn't commit to it. I've tried 2 Evo Shifts, couldn't commit to them either. They don't make Evo Shifts anymore. A friend of mine told me about Odin phones, and I would have gotten one, but number one, they didn't have it. Number two, I wasn't financially ready. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna wait. Now, around this time, as some of you guys have known, I came on YouTube talking about how my phone was being stupid when it came to emails with iOS 26.2.1 leading into iOS 26.3.1, and how there were no significant changes until I think 0.4 came out. I don't even know what the latest is, so I've updated it, but I have what you guys have heard many times, a Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Now, My first time experiencing with TalkBack was in the early 2000s. It was like 2011, 2012, 2013, and just, it had the voice of Ava, okay? It had the voice of Ava, and I didn't really know how to use it. Nobody taught me how to use it. So I quickly gave it up. And when I was in school, somewhere in 2014, I've learned
57.7 degrees Fahrenheit. The outdoor temperature is 57.9 degrees Fahrenheit.
57.9. That is extremely hot. I wouldn't recommend anyone going outside without a bottle of water, at least, because it's 57 degrees. That is extremely hot, but anyway, so when it came down to it, you know, I've took technology classes. It was really, really, really good. I did exactly what I should be doing. Got 100s in there. I'm not saying I'm the smartest, but I worked hard with technology, and that's how I learned iPhone. Was the same voiceover gestures on the iPhone and iPad, believe it or not. So I figured, okay, well, what hard will it be? So I got an iPhone 5C sometime in 2015, and that's how I got used to iPhone. Well, years later, I got a 10R. And why I got a 10R, it's a funny story. It's the only thing, I've told this almost around a campfire, okay? It's funny, but this is what I came up with on why my iPhone 7 quit working. So, long story short, I asked a friend of mine if I could have her number, and she told me no. And 3 hours later, my phone quit working. I mean, ironic, right? Me ask a friend, hey, can I have your phone number? And then I get told no, and then my phone quits working. I'm like, what the hell? So I went to a phone store, bought the iPhone 10R, and or got it. Didn't necessarily buy it, but anyway. Well, it was given to me actually, so we'll go with it with bought. So, got the iPhone 10R and came back. I loved it. And yes, I knew it was like Face ID. I didn't really think much of it. I'm like, yeah, you got a phone, you know. I could still talk and text, and I don't care if it has a home button or not. I really didn't, you know. I decided not to go with the iPhone 8 simply because I was told back in school, don't go outside because there is an opening around the phone. And it fills up to exactly hold 1 cup of water. And as soon as you go outside, even if it's in your pocket, and you can hear this thing fill up, he told me. You can hear it filling up and destroying your phone. And You know, if it's in your pocket and if it's raining, there's no way to protect the phone. You don't want to get it because it'll fill up like a cup. There's like a little opening in the phone, and you know, it's gonna break. You don't want to get it. And like an idiot, I believed them until I, decided, okay, well, this dude may be off his rocker, because a friend of mine, when I told her that, literally pulled out her iPhone 8 and was like, why don't you feel for any cracks? I promise you there is none, So, when that rumor got debunked, I was like, well, I'm still happy with the 10R, Then I got the 12 Pro, and then the 13 Pro, and then the 14 Pro, then the 15, and then the rest was history, What's my overall feelings about Samsung? Well, I'm giving them a try again. I really love it. I can be notified of emails, but with my iPhone, I'm not notified of emails unless I have another app on there, which happens to be the Gmail app. I also think that it's extremely frustrating that Apple has made it to where when you plug in your phone and you charge it, they reward you by giving you your emails, unless you go in there and manually retrieve it when you have where it will, pick up, okay, well, you have this many emails. So sometimes that feature works, and sometimes you have to manually go in there to fetch it. So the automatic fetch data thing for the emails has been enabled by default. So I honestly don't think that Apple likes it when you use Gmail a lot, because here's why. I think with Apple Mail, it'll fetch the data, but I honestly don't think that Apple fetches Gmail data, because they're strictly all about iCloud. iCloud this and iCloud that, It's really neat, but at the end of the day, it can be an extremely, really bad hassle. But now let's talk about the rumors I hear about them coming out with an iPhone Fold. If anyone can describe that, that's great, but I'm not in a hurry to get one. Now, I don't really care to get one, simply because I don't want a foldable phone. What would I need with a foldable iPhone? I think they're like the Z Folds. You can't make them invincible forever. The Z Folds have a certain amount of times that they fold before something breaks. And then it costs money to repair it. See, if it was me, I'm sticking with what I have, which is the 16E. That's put up with me for well over a year, just about. So, that's my honest opinion. I mean, I love Samsung a little bit more. I've been using Samsung since February 13th. And quite honestly, I don't mind it. It's getting used to a talk back, but you know, the only things I basically do with it is call and text. That's practically all I really needed it for. That's what I wanted it for anyway. You know, if I wanted to mess around with other things, I got my iPhone that I'm recording with. I got my iPhone I'm recording with. So, do I really need to invest in an iPhone Fold? Not for $20 or not for $2,000. For $2,000, it better do something like make me cinnamon rolls, heat my coffee up, make me ramen noodles. Actually, no, I would rather make them myself. If I'm gonna buy a phone that's $2,000, it better make me 150 cinnamon rolls, at least 20 dozen cookies, and a caramel latte, okay? At least something. Oh, and for something that's $2,000, it should get my AirPods Max to behave. But anyway, that's my conflicting thoughts on the iPhone and Samsung as a whole, because I mean, both companies, different software, and each phone, believe it or not, has its ups and its downs. So, alright, y'all stay safe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.